Unfortunately for you guys, I'm back to being able to narrate battles. So yeah, how's it going? It's been about 2 weeks, I believe, since I last narrated a battle. So I might be a little rusty, which I do apologize for. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. And yeah, hopefully y'all do enjoy, I guess, this return narration, you could call it, maybe. But one more thing, I actually have to make this video off of Camtasia on my laptop instead of my brother's computer with Sony Vegas because his room is getting remodeled, so his computer's not hooked up. So this should be the only one battle that I have to use Camtasia on. So if the quality isn't as good as my other videos, and that's why. But yeah, by the next one it should be perfectly fine. And I'm actually using a pretty fun Sun team I got from Tony Flygon on Rematch. Looking at that on my opponent's team, Gastrodon and Gyarados were really the only two things that were kind of going to cause me troubles, but besides that, I didn't really have anything else to worry about. Unless I lose my Tyranitar, then Latios becomes a problem. But yeah, I let off with Zapdos as he leads off Gyarados, not wanting to allow him to get up a free substitute, thinking I might want to switch out. I decided to go straight for the Thunderbolt as it makes a good play and just safely switches into the Gastrodon. And this turn, I know because most Gastrodons tend to carry Toxic, I'm going to switch into my Victor Bell as he does go for it. And it's still early on in the battle. I hit his whole team with Giga Drain, so I really have no reason not to go for it. Unless he brought in Ferrothorn, that really would have been bad. But he actually makes the more offensive play and brings in Latios. And now, hoping that he doesn't switch out, I'm actually going to switch into my Tyranitar. And at this point, because he did stay in, this is going to be one dead Latios because I am choice banded. I'm going to go for the Pursuit, and I'm going to slap this thing right in the face with this Pursuit as he does try to switch out. So Latios, one potential threat is out of the way, which is really good. Because now I only have to worry about Gyarados and Gastrodon and not really have to worry about Latios anymore, destroying my team with Draco Meteor. And speaking of Gyarados, he decides to bring that in knowing that I am locked into Pursuit. He can freely go for a Substitute or go for a Dragon Dance, as he does go for the Dragon Dance. Reason why I didn't bring in Slowbro is because I know most Gyaradoses don't tend to carry Stone Edge, so Zapdos still would have been the better play, and from prior experience, I can live a +1 Waterfall. And as long as he doesn't flinch me, I will in return be able to knock him out with the Thunderbolt, which means then the only one real threat on his team is going to be that Gastrodon, as he does go for the Waterfall even after +1. Thankfully Zapdos does live it, as I mentioned he would. And I'm going to be able to take out Gyarados. So now he's going to bring in the Gastrodon, which I can literally do nothing to Gastrodon with the Zapdos. So I am going to be forced to switch out. And knowing that he more than likely will think I'm going to bring in Victory Bell, I am actually going to bring in Ninetales as he does go for the Ice Beam, which is some good information that I can keep in the back of my mind for later on in this battle. And because he is going to switch out, obviously because I could have the Solar Beam, I'm actually going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, which was really dumb of me because I should have gone for the Sunny Day. The switch out into Politoed was way too obvious and I should have just gone for the Sunny Day. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. And now I don't know what kind of set he is, if he's defensive or offensive, but at this point Tyranitar taking out Latios was really the only thing I needed Tyranitar for, so I can just switch it in for fodder as he ends up going for the Hydro Pump. Now, this is more of a specially defensive choice banded Tyranitar because that's what Tony and Rematch wanted, and that Hydro Pump did way too much damage, which means this thing is specs, and unfortunately for him, he misses the second Hydro Pump, which is actually very crucial because now with the combination of Sandstorm and the Pursuit damage with Burn 2, this thing is going to be dead, which means once I bring in Ninetales, I will officially win the Weather War. And anytime Politoed would have got a free switch in the rain, Choice Specs, and Modest, something on my team was going to die. So that crit really helps me out a lot as he brings in Terrakion. I misclicked on fucking Victory Bell, which means now I have to fodder off my Tech Ninetales because the Sandstorm is up, and I'd rather get my Sun up, especially if this thing turns out to be like sub SD or something, which thankfully he doesn't, and he more than likely is going to be just a choice set as he clean OHKOs my Tech Ninetales. Just because, well, I don't have any defensive E's, although I do have so much PVs. But yeah, whatever. I'm going to bring in Donphan now. If you guys are wondering, oh Leo, why didn't you bring in Zapdos? Well, if I had brought in Zapdos, then I would have lured in his Gastrodon, which I can do nothing to. So with Donphan, I can lure in Ferrothorn, then switch into my Victory Bell. And here, my Dezume messed up and like cut out a turn. So yeah, sorry about that. But he did go for a Power Whip. Unfortunately, he missed. And here he makes a very good but risky play. Predicts me to predict him to switch out. stays in and goes for the gyro ball and just destroys my victory bell. As now, I can bring in my Zapdos, and I'm freely going to be able to go for the Roost. And if he does want to bring in the Gastrodon, I would rather be at high HP with my Zapdos to take on this Ferrothorn on the off chance that maybe I've like missed Heat Wave or something, which hopefully doesn't happen. But no, he does stay in, goes for Gyro Ball, and now I'm hoping he won't switch out. Thankfully he doesn't, and this is going to be an easy O-Code to this Ferrothorn, because in the sun, 4 times super effective, yeah, that's enough to kill like 10 Ferrothorns, I'm pretty sure. And oh my lord, I hope you guys are enjoying this narration. He's going to bring Terrakion. The switch out the Donphan is pretty obvious, so what I'm going to do is actually switch into my Slowbro. Above that, I can now force this Terrakion to switch out, and I can go for the Toxic as he brings in the Gastrodon, which means Gastrodon, the biggest threat on his team at this current time in the battle, is now no longer a problem whatsoever, because I can just slack off and Psychic until eventually this thing dies off to the Toxic, because I know he's not going to want to switch into Terrakion because Psychic is super effective and it'll do a good chunk of damage to Terrakion. Above that, Terrakion can really do nothing to Slowbro, so his best bet is just to stay in, try to do as much damage to my team as possible. And because I am in sturdy range, even if he does go for Ice Beam, as long as he doesn't freeze me, I will be able to get off a decent amount of damage with the Earthquake on this Gastrodon to be able to bring it down lower to the point where Toxic will be able to finish it off. And to my surprise, Donphan actually takes that Ice Beam like a monster. Like, after Leftovers, that didn't even do 50%, which I was completely surprised about, just because, well, Donphan has like no special defense. But yeah, his last at this point is Terrakion, which I'm just going to leave in Donphan for fodder, then switch it to my Slowbro. But to my surprise, Donphan actually lives the close combat. Holy crap. And yeah, Donphan putting in some work near the end of the battle, and that's going to be the victory in my favor. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. Hopefully I'll be back to being back in the swing of things of narrating and all that by my next upload. But with that, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I do believe I am out of here. Later.